We're about to start this whole interview right on over. We're going to run that back. But we are here with the one and only artist, Groovyie.
The greatest.
All right, straight from the 909. We coming from Inland Empire all the way up to the Bay. It's your girl, Curly SB, also known, just kidding, it's Sonia B, known as Curly SB on Instagram.
That's right.
So today I'm really excited to have him. He's about to tell us all about who he is, what he does, what makes him passionate about it. So let's get into it.
Yeah, man. My name is Groovyie. I am a rapper, producer, songwriter from Fontana, California, the IE. Lord Pretty Flocko Groovyie, the brown skin baby, Veterans Park legend. I had a fourth one the first time. What was the Pretty Lit Baby? I'm all that.
So tell us a little bit about what you do, how you got these stage names.
Yeah.
What you do.
I got you. Yeah, man. So definitely rap is, I guess, for me is the initial thing because I barely started producing like 2 years ago.
Okay.
Even though that's where most of the income comes from. But definitely a rapper, producer, songwriter. For me, it kind of started just having a bigger interest in lyricism and storytelling. Like around third grade, I'm listening to Nas, I'm listening to Slick Rick, I'm listening to all the great storytellers, and everyone else is kind of listening to Nelly, which I love Nelly, but they're listening to stuff that's a little bit more charting in pop culture. And in my mind, I'm like kind of interested in stuff that's kind of going to be more hip-hop culture based. So just lyricism. I had a big interest in lyricism, and so from there it kind of just transformed into like I actually like studio sessions too, and I like recording, and I like all this type of stuff and performing and everything else. So it kind of made sense to be like I've always been around this stuff, and I was like a band geek and stuff like that, so it was like this is definitely being on stages is definitely for me, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a lot of confidence, I think, to pour some feelings or your thoughts, concepts onto a paper or even onto a track and, you know, share it with the world, hoping that they're going to accept it.
Yeah.
Know? So do you feel like you've received a lot of support from the people?
Oh my God, man.
With?
For sure. I've only been doing this publicly for a year now. So to be, you know, a year out the gate and have the reception of like my idols, you know, Crooked I said he likes my music. Like that was incredible to me. Like Game said he likes my music. Like these people that I grew up idolizing respect my craft as much as not maybe as much as I respect their craft, you know, but they respect it and they see it as, you know, teammates for the album for Veterans Park. So for me, that alone, just having the artists become teammates, but also representing where we from, bro, to say like we got one that has an album with Game. We got one that has an album with Crooked. We got one that has an album with Scott Storch. Like, and people really, really respect it. The fact that it's homegrown, you know.
Now, how do you go about, you know, circumventing rejection or people not rocking with your music? You know, I feel like it's so much easier to keep going when people are like, yeah, you know, I rock with you. Let me support. Let me link. But what happens, you know, on this journey when people are like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and pass? Like, does that ever do anything to your ego, or
no? How
do you circumvent
Honestly,
that?
It doesn't. It really, really doesn't. Because I know what I want out of this. Okay. So for me, it's always about the music. Like, I've been told no when it comes to business deals, and I'm a businessman as well. But you know, I'm not approaching the business as an artist. You know, I take the music for what it is, and then I approach the business side as marketing it, as trying to make it bigger and put it on a platform. This is a product now, so. The only no's that really came from the business side. Okay. When it comes to the art, it's like that if it doesn't make sense, I've definitely asked, you know, different artists for like features and stuff like that. And when they say no, I kind of take a step back and look at why they're saying no. Okay. Because 9 times out of 10, it just wouldn't have made sense. And I was just, you know, young and green and just wanted to have a name on my song. So, no, it doesn't hurt my ego at all when I get told no. If anything, it just helps me learn a lot more. And it really it kind of puts the battery in my back where it's like, you said no, bet. So now that song is going to be the greatest thing that you ever passed up on. Like, you know, it turns me up for real.
So what's been your favorite project that you've worked on thus far?
Oh, for sure. Well, there's a few projects that haven't came out yet with other artists, and I really like those. And those are going to come soon. So definitely follow me on Instagram at GROOVYIE. Definitely going to be shouting out all the people I've been working with, man. It's really incredible. But Veterans Park for sure is my personal favorite from mine. I kind of tell a lot of people that I look at Celebrate now as more of a mixtape because I didn't really know what I was doing. You know, I didn't really understand a lot about. That was my first thing I ever produced. I didn't market it at all. I didn't do anything like that. So Veterans Park is kind of my first big boy step. It's my first album in my eyes. So definitely it's like my baby.
Now, what are some of the elements that we can find in this album? I mean, like, what do you talk about? What was the inspiration behind this? What all goes into it?
Veterans Park, I mean, first and foremost, it's an actual park. It's not just a metaphorical kind of thing. Veterans Park is a park that I grew up at on the east side of Fontana. And for me, I came back home after Celebrate, and I saw, like, my best friend's 5-year-old playing my music. And that really, obviously, it, like, really touched me. Like, I never thought about a 5-year-old playing my music. And so that really made me want to be more responsible about what I'm conveying to this audience.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a little brown boy from where we're from, the 909, and I want to make sure, big rep, like she said in the intro, we out here, 9 side.
I.E. all day, baby.
Every time. So I wanted to make sure I had this little brown boy listening to something that reflects him and his surroundings. And have it be a little bit different. You know, we could play a lot of gangster rap stuff, which I grew up listening to a lot of times too, but I kind of wanted to bridge the gap between, like, the good, the bad, and the ugly about this area that we grew up at.
Okay.
And just kind of tell a little bit more past the surface level, get a little bit more in depth. So definitely a lot of storytelling about different narratives I experienced and saw. And again, like I said, it's the good and the bad and the ugly about this community, man.
Okay. Now, what are your thoughts on making music for, you know, quick high charting whatever,
success.
You know, success.
Yeah.
You got people, you know, replaying music on TikTok, making dances,
Yeah.
as opposed to, say, I don't know, long-term
Yeah.
Tupac joints or, you know, those beats that came from the 70s, the 80s that people are still remaking.
Absolutely.
What's the difference between those types of music?
Well, I'm not no TikTok rapper, so that's kind of hard. I'm not a TikTok rapper, you know. I'm not blowing up on TikTok like that yet because I just don't rap like that. But I think the biggest difference is really understanding what you want. I think a lot of times I used to critique it, be like, that's not real hip hop, but it is, and it's real hip hop because they know what they're going out there for. If people are talking about just partying, maybe they just want to party. Like, that could just be the reality. You know, not everybody has to, like, break down lyrics, but for me, I think a lot of times what I do within lyricism and storytelling, that's always going to live forever. And that's just based off of, like, history. Like, Slick Rick is still getting played. Nas just made it his first Grammy. Like, Jay-Z is the best rapper of all time. Like, these are great artists that are lyricists. And Jay-Z didn't even make his first #1 until, 2010? You know, like, so, and he was been rapping for the 80s. He's been rapping since the 80s. So you got to think about it for what you actually want out of this. I'm sure there's probably was times where people like Nas and all these great lyricists weren't charting and they may have been frustrated, but they're still rapping the same way that they've been rapping and they stay true to it. So I think for me, the biggest difference is really understanding what you actually want out of this. You know, they didn't switch up just because of the charts. So.
So how would you go about defining your style? I mean, there's so many different artists that we can emulate, you know, or we can even try our own thing. But how did you find your style and what worked for other people to accept too? I
mean, my style came from other people, though. You know, that's like, to be honest with you, like, I didn't really have an identity in music at first. And I felt like I finally found it where it's just doing what really makes me tick. Like, when I hear DJ Premier beats, when I hear Just Blaze beats, like, I want that same feeling. I want my audience to get the same feeling I get from them. So I'm going to try to produce like them. I'm going to try to do stuff that I see working, but I understand that I break it down in my own way. It's kind of like we could all, you know, look at a picture and we could all see something completely different. We're influenced by the same thing, but we're going to have a different takeaway. So I've always been pretty honest and open about, like, I'm encouraged by my heroes, man. Like, Nas is my hero. You know, blessed to have, like, worked next to him and stuff like that. But Nas is my hero. You know, Kendrick is, like, my hero now. Like, he's great. So I take bits and pieces of what I see work and what really turns me up. I make music for myself, man. Like, you got to think about it in those terms. So, but I would say my style is just lyricism, storytelling. I love soul samples when it comes to producing. I love sampling all over again. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's up? I can really appreciate that, you know, and I know that it also is kind of hard to develop your own style when there's so many people like giving you suggestions on what you should do, you know. Like, at what point do we draw the line between like, okay, someone's trying to give me constructive criticism and now they're like actually altering my art?
Trying to, for sure. I think people really have their best interests, though. I don't know. I kind of look at it like the glass is half full, or I try to, but yeah, bro, you can't. It's just, like I said, you just gotta know what you want out of this. Okay. Like, I know what I want out of this, so I'm not gonna, you know, quiver if someone's like, well, this can get you $2,000, or this can. It's like that's gonna come anyways. Okay. So, yeah.
So, where do you see yourself taking? I mean, rather. We always talk about there's a journey, you know, and this interview is just one stop on this long journey, you know. But do you have a destination in mind? And if so, like, can you express what that looks like, what that vision, that visual looks like when you're standing there and you're like, I made it?
I think, like, again, I kind of break it down to two separate things with music and business, right? So business-wise, the I made it moment is when I'm living completely off of my art financially and buying my mom a house and things like that. That's the business I made it. For music, I think it's kind of like I'm never going to be full, man. Like, I really just love making music. Exactly.
Stay hungry.
Exactly. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to get full off of this thing. Like, there's really no end destination with music. I like more eclectic type of artists anyways. Okay. So Pharrell doesn't have just one sound. He's worked with all genres.
He's all over the place.
You know what I'm saying?
But we still rock with it.
But we still rock with it because he makes it work, and he's not afraid to bend the rules. So I don't think I think I'm a person who is definitely not afraid to bend the rules. So yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna have a final destination with music, man. Honestly.
You're just trying to be out here and share your talents with the world.
I just love it, man. I just love it.
Okay. So how can we go about supporting you and, you know, being the fuel to your flame and just, you know, watch you keep elevating?
Definitely stream that shit. We get 1 penny per stream, so I need all my pennies.
I need all the coins. All of the coins.
All the coins. Definitely subscribing on YouTube, and that's not just for the numbers, but the YouTube is the biggest longevity game. That's the biggest component of this longevity game. So the streams, yes, I get money right away. But YouTube, I get money later. So definitely YouTube. And, you know, everything's on social media right now. I post often. I like to be engaging with my audience, honestly. I DM back, I reply back. So definitely on all the social medias at Groovyie. My rap name is the same thing. So.
Okay. Now, out of all of these channels, which has been you said you think YouTube is probably like the most successful way to get your music out, get the word out?
100%.
Okay.
100%. YouTube is, and this is from my marketer. This ain't even just me being biased. I actually disagree with him at first, but I understand it now. Okay. YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world. The second biggest one.
I believe it.
You YouTube everything. You YouTube how to start your car, how to open your trunk, how to turn on this camera. You YouTube everything. So understanding that's where the biggest market is. Okay. That's where people are really going to find you and stay tuned into you. YouTube was here before Instagram, and it's going to be here after. YouTube was here before Spotify, and it's going to be here after. So YouTube for sure is a longevity game.
Man, I sure wish I would have stuck with it. I remember being like sophomore in high school, junior in high school, and I'm just like recording these videos and posting it on YouTube, talking about shout out to my friends in like 5th period. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you was vlogging. You was the original vlogger.
Before I knew I was vlogging.
You was the original vlogger.
I wish I would have known. This is way before Timothy De La Ghetto and all of them. You know.
Yeah, but they just waiting for Curly SB. It's cool. We waiting. Your audience has been waiting for you.
I don't know, man. This is all about you. You know, this is highlighting you and your talents to get in front of an audience and really like project yourself, your personality, you know, your aura and stuff. So we not here for me right now.
I got you.
So I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and run up all those streams so you can get this man all his coins. Okay, we trying to support artists like him. This is just such an amazing thing to be able to sit in person with you as an artist. Definitely all the vibes. You know, I'm feeling all the positive aura, the creative aura. And I noticed this super dope hat that you got on.
Yes. This is also how you can support. I design all my merch. I own 99.9% of everything I do. So get all the merch, Groovyie.com. It's on my link in bio, all that type of stuff. It's real easy. You can hit me up. I'm not going to give you a discount, but like you can still hit me up and ask me questions about it.
Hey, like Nipsey said, proud to pay. All right?
Facts, bro. Gotta be, you know me and my homies be asking for discounts. I love y'all, but fuck y'all. Like, we're not doing that shit.
Ain't no discounts. Okay?
Nah, bro. I need my coins.
Absolutely. So do you have a website for this, or we hit you up via DM or?
Groovyie.com.
Groovyie.com.
Just my rapper name.com. Very easy. I keep everything just under one channel, man.
And so to wrap us out, let me know something.
Yep.
What is something you want to be known for?
That's a great question. Damn, that's a great outro question. Good job, Sonia B. I think the biggest thing I want to be known for is always having my faith and always having the right intentions. There's already been kind of, to be honest, there's already been a few situations where I think people look at me a little bit left, which happens. It comes with the territory, but I think being misunderstood is also part of it. But ultimately, if I could leave with something, is that if I said I'm gonna stand on something, I stand on it. And if I said it on wax, I really meant it, and all that type of stuff. So when I say I really want to expose the IE of it's good, bad, and ugly to put on that platform to help, I really mean that shit. It's not in no. I wear my heart on my sleeve anyways, bro. Like, however I feel, you're gonna see it on my face anyways, man. I don't know how to lie, so I think that I always try to keep my intentions pure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's something I can get behind. We love people with morals,
Yeah.
integrity. This has been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your time.
Thank you, man.
The energy. I need y'all to A, go run up those streams.
Absolutely.
B, go copy some merch. Okay, and C, just continue to support artists like your man's right over here. 909 Rep.
Most definitely.
Shout out to everybody in SoCal.
Veterans Park, we out here. We at Cal State East Bay. We living large now. Stop playing with me.
So we're going to see you on the next time. Have a good one, y'all.
Mwah.